Okay, just talk for a second.
Hello, 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 hello.
Okay.
Welcome back, Spartans, to another weekly newscast, which is live today. My name is Dylan Gesick, and thank you for tuning in today. So our first story today will be prom, and so we'll just tune into Ruby for that first story.
There was and is much planning involved in the making of this year's prom.
It's really been student driven. We've had lots of meetings during and outside of school, just drumming up ideas, coming up with a budget, what we want to do, and Stanford's just been like absorbing it all and then going through with it.
The work put in by the junior planning committee based in the student council is a well-kept secret from the senior counterparts.
I don't want to say it's kind of like a wedding, but it's like a prom before leaving the old building. That's what I want to say.
Although the secret is well kept, it raises excitement for the juniors, seniors, and their guests that will be joining them at this year's prom.
I think we're a group of pretty strong-minded people, and so we've been trying our hardest to what's going to work best for the sake of the group and the sake of our students, But we're prepared. We're going to execute it.
Greeley West juniors and seniors, enamored by the excitement prom brings, got to watch the annual Greeley West Prom fashion show a few weeks before the event itself.
I think that the best part of this is that it supports Greeley West Prom, and it's a great pairing between a club and the prom, and it encourages kids to go. We give tickets away. So I like the fact that it's a great club activity, but it also promotes Greeley West.
The fun dances, outfits, and memories made will be ones to remember.
So what did you enjoy most about planning all of this and having this opportunity?
I think just messing around with the moves, trying to figure out what we want to do, grooving around. Once we finally figured it out, it was really fun because it's your dance, it's yours.
Planning the runway show took more than a couple weeks. However, everyone involved had fun and was pleased with the results brought by students who committed to the show, including those who planned it themselves.
It really is the fashion club. Mrs. Easton works so hard making sure that she's got people that want to participate. She works with the sponsors to get the dresses. It really is her passion project. They call me in the last minute to be the MC, and I'm always happy to do that.
Like putting all of this together, what was the experience like of putting on another runway show this year?
It's always fun. It's always a whole bunch of fun. This year there was a lot of extra stuff with the brand new gym and a brand new building, and not having done it for a couple years, but it's always fun. The kids do great. The girls love it. The boys participate and even dance, so it's awesome.
Having one last prom for seniors this year will be sentimental for many and will raise a jumble of emotions among the crowd.
I don't know, it's kind of bittersweet because it's gonna be a really fun night. I'm really excited about it, but it's also gonna be kind of sad because it's probably the last time, other than graduation, that I'm gonna see most of my class.
The fun and experiences made this year will be ones to remember.
So what about Prom Is Special for you?
I think being with your friends and hanging out. I wouldn't say the dance is the most funnest part, but before and after, just hanging out with people and having one last memory before we all get on with our lives.
The memories tied to the building will influence the experiences had and enjoyed at a prom much more extravagant than the last.
I'm excited to just do like a last year dance where everybody's all together and you get dressed up and you take pictures with your friends and you go out to eat, and it's I don't know, ever since I was little I always wanted to go to senior prom, so it's a big thing, and especially being surrounded with your friends, and especially now it's the day after our last day of high school ever, so it's a big finish of high school, so it's really exciting.
Thank you for joining me on this journey through the intricacies of this year's prom. This is Ruthi Ebinghaus signing off.
Thank you, Ruthi. As a senior, I'm hoping that this prom will be one to remember. Now on to our commercial break with Priscilla and Abby.
Are chickens considered animals or birds?
I think they're considered animals, birds actually, because I don't know, it's just confusing because ducks and stuff, they can fly but chickens can't, so I feel I can take a good argument, but okay. I don't know.
Okay. Should I tell my parents I'm adopted?
What? Should you tell your parents you're adopted? Is it accurate?
100%.
Then probably. I'm all for transparency and honesty.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Is an egg a fruit or a vegetable?
What do you think?
Oh shoot. I think it's a fruit.
Okay, I have to go with the fruit.
Okay, why?
I don't know, maybe that yolk's kind of like a a seed of some sort or something like that. So might as well call it that. What about you? Why do you think so?
I agree with you.
Awesome.
Hello Spartans, welcome to the info section of the newscast. Let's get right into it. Shout out to freshman Mia Delgado who qualified this week for FBLA Nationals in Chicago. She competed in business ethics and represented West incredibly. Let's talk about prom just a little bit more. Juniors and Seniors is happening on April 30th next week from 8 to 11 p.m. at the UNC Ballroom. Be there and make some memories. Alright, now let's talk about some construction. The west wing of the school is still under construction, but it is well on its way. The new building is going to be completed on time and everything is on schedule in regards to that. On the other hand, however, the asbestos in our current building is going to push back the demolition of the old school by just a little bit so that they can safely handle the asbestos and prevent it from becoming airborne. The construction crew is doing absolutely everything they possibly can to make sure that the building is cleaned out and safely ready for abatement. So, although we have to be out sooner, it is for the better of everyone's health that the year is cut short. Speaking of the end of the year, graduation is coming fast, and if you would like to audition to give a speech or be graduation talent, please email Miss Fremole or visit her in the fitness room in the new building to let her know you're interested. Graduation is going to be held on May 21st at UNC Nottingham Field. Congrats to all graduates. Before we move on back to Dylan, I want to say thank you for an amazing year on the Westward, and it has been a pleasure coming to you live from the West Report. Once a Spartan, always a Spartan. Now let's take it back to Dylan.
Thank you, Tanny. As we literally close down the school forever, one beloved teacher's career is coming to an end as well. Let's go out to Maddie, who helps us say goodbye to Spanish teacher Ms. San Roque.
Mrs. San Roque has been a pillar in the World Languages department. She has encouraged the growth of so many students during her time here at West, many who have gone on to continue their studies in the Spanish language.
What would you say your favorite memory from Miss San Roque's class was?
She did this PowerPoint presentation on this beautiful ring, and she went so in depth about the symbolism and the story behind it, and at the end she surprised us because it was actually her ring.
Oh wow.
And it was so fun. I'll remember that forever.
I think my favorite is she would always have just little party days where we'd all bring in food, or she would, and we would watch movies, usually Spanish movies, but I just always thought that was a lot of fun.
Mrs. San Roque has brought energy and life to her teaching and has left a mark on so many students.
I think she really worked us hard, and so I learned a lot of Spanish, but also so I'm kind of a harder worker, but also just still had a lot of fun here. Yeah.
I definitely think she's a really good person to look up to for everybody else because of her experience and also just her attitude in the classroom. So it will be different, but I'm really happy for her retirement. I think she really deserves it.
Her colleagues are left not knowing who will fill her shoes, but are excited to see where she is headed in this next step of life.
Well, I don't think anybody can fill her shoes.
Yeah.
They've been talking about me teaching AP Spanish, and actually she has motivated me to take up on that class next year, but I still just afraid and a lot of mixed feelings because I know she's good at it. She's been really successful. The students have been really successful, so I'm really nervous to get into that role next year, but she has really motivated me, and she has really said, you can do this, and so hopefully, I can be as successful as she is today, but it is going to be hard to fill in her shoes.
Many of the other teachers share fond memories with her and cherish a friendship that will never be forgotten. Not only was Mrs. San Roque a mentor to her students, but to her coworkers as well, teaching them lessons that she has gathered over her years here at West.
So Ms. San Roque, I've gotten to know her now for 10 years, and she's been more than a colleague. She's been my friend. She's been a supporter. She was a supporter in me changing careers, and she's an amazing teacher, and I always look up to her and look up what she's doing in class and how she interacts with the students, and to me that says a lot. I mean, I've grown as a teacher and as a person, thanks to her, thanks to who the person that she is.
The students share great memories as well, remembering the stories that Mrs. Roque shared in the class and the open arms that she welcomed every person that entered her classroom with.
I have so many wonderful memories, but I think one of the ones that I have the most is when we used to do the Spanish club, and we used to do activities. We would go to the corn maze, and then we have to do that search for clues in Spanish throughout the corn maze, and then we will have a fire and just do scariest stories. And I have a lot of memories of that, just doing activities when they used to go to the Humane Society, and just being a part of the community. And that is probably some of my best memories with my students.
As many of her students are getting ready to graduate, they will miss the memories made behind these walls, including those made with Mrs. Roque.
The most that I will miss is just being a part of the Greeley West and being with the students and seeing my colleagues every day, and just having that hopefully sense that even though you can reach out all of the students, maybe one of them will be, today I learned a life learning lesson for my life that I can apply to my real life. And to know that even though there is a lot of challenges for the students, they realize that they are so much better than the bad things that happens to them.
And what are you most looking forward to in terms of retirement?
Oh, wow. I'm just really looking forward to spend time with my family, my grandchildren. I want to travel to Spain, where my family is, and just visit them for that it doesn't have to be 5 or 10 years before I go. And so I'm looking forward to just enjoy life and, you know, just be with my family.
As Mrs. Roque gets ready to spend her last few days here at West, both students and colleagues will miss all of the great time spent together right alongside her, wishing her the best of luck as she embarks in this exciting new journey.
She's going to be missed. You're going to be missed.
Thanks, Maddie. Miss Roque will definitely be missed by everyone here, and we wish her good luck in the future. Now on to our next commercial break with Priscilla and Abby.
What is prom and what does it mean to you?
Prom, dance, and it just, I don't know, means like coming together, you know, and having fun time with your friends, or a date if you go with one.
Do you have a date?
No, I'm just going with friends.
Who are your friends?
Natalie, Alondra, and Delilah.
Interesting. Okay, thank you. Have you bought your prom dress yet?
No.
What is a promposal?
When they go extra, like they go the extra step and like make you a poster and stuff. So.
A poster about what?
Like a cheesy pickup line.
What is prom?
Prom is an event where people gather to just have fun.
Have you bought your prom dress yet?
Yeah.
How does it look like?
It's long and flowy. It's sage.
Sage?
Yeah, color sage.
That's a nice color.
Before we leave you today, we'd like to invite you to be a part of the West Report next year. There's still time to talk to your counselor to enroll in the newspaper production class. Reach out to Mr. Falter or your counselor for more information. Thank you all for watching, and make sure to check out all of our socials and website for the latest news here at Greeley West. The school year might be over soon, but we'll be here with stories through graduation. Thanks again for watching.